Web 2.5, corporate NFTs, and American Express Ventures investing in the OneOf NFT platform. I think this is interesting because it lays bare how these big brands are thinking about NFTs, fan engagement vehicles, right? So we're seeing this big company make an embrace, saying, hey, we're going to put our bet on OneOf as the platform that can reach a mass audience and do it in a way that works for us. And I think it's interesting, the detail, the quote included in this piece sort of lays bare how big companies are thinking about what NFTs could be in the future, and maybe something that could be a bit detached from the broader crypto markets and something that delivers value to people the world over. So this one's interesting to me. I think we're seeing a lot of interesting experimentation around this concept. Obviously, OneOf has done some pretty splashy collections of late. You're seeing the Biggie Smalls one that went live not long ago. But it's interesting to see some of these big old TradFi titans place their NFT bets. I'm going to toss this straight to Jen, though, because I know you probably have some thoughts on this whole thing. Jen, what do you got?
I have thoughts, and I love that little dancing green guy that was just on the screen. He's gone now, but that was great. So I think OneOf has really done well at becoming the platform for entertainment, right? With a really big focus on music and sport. And I think that this is really interesting. We've seen Visa and MasterCards play when it comes to NFTs, and now American Express and OneOf are going very targeted. This is a different audience for OneOf. So it's an experiential activation. It's happening at a hotel in Turkey. I forget the hotel's name, but it's a high-end hotel. And it's a color therapy experience. And if you're an American Express holder, you can enter the experience, get an NFT, and thus venture into the world of NFTs. I think it's a really interesting way to get the business professional thinking about how this might work for their business or how they might be able to activate this in whatever field they do. So I think it's interesting. I think it's different than what Visa and MasterCard has done. And I like it a little bit more. I hate to pick favorites, but I think it's cool, especially given the market. Wendy, what do you think?
So this is a great story to kind of segue off the hash. But I was at NFT Expoverse over the weekend, and it was a very different vibe than any other crypto conference I've been to. There was actually a lot of industry people there because, of course, it's in LA. But there wasn't a lot of crypto. There was like very little crypto people there. But I'm also speaking to a lot of different traditional marketing agencies that handle like a lot of influencer marketing, celebrities, et cetera. And all they are talking about, all that they're either asking for consulting, guidance, all of that type of stuff regarding how to get large brands into the NFT metaverse. So in the next like 6 to 12 months, you're going to see a lot of this. Like these stories are going to be piling and piling and piling. Like the type of people that are coming into the industry now or into the NFT industry from traditional brands is going to be amazing. So this story is great. And I just wanted to kind of comment on how diverse the community was at the NFT Expoverse, because it wasn't crypto people. Like you're seeing real people from all over the place. And there was also a lot of kids there, which I was shocked about to see. It was a cool thing, cool event. But again, you guys, the next run that we have is going to be all NFTs, metaverse, and play to earn. So please start paying attention to this.
You don't got to convince me. I know it.
See, you know, Jen. Jen knows what's up. She's my paid group leader.
Jen knows. Longtime viewers of the show know I hate it when words get lumped together to describe things in crypto, but I think this is a good lumping of words. The NFT and metaverse impulse that's driving these big ticket investments is the same. It's about reaching the next generation of online consumers for these big old brands. And I think, Wendy, you're absolutely right? This is a more diverse sampling of the real world than the crypto audience has traditionally seen, right? NFT crowd is attached to culture, right? Culture sticks around in good times and bad. Culture delivers sort of meaningful experiences to people that is detached from the realities of price go down. So I think that NFTs attracting that crowd, that's a huge feature of this aspect of the crypto economy, because that does have that sort of built-in stickiness that isn't just about price go up, price go down. But back to you, Wendy.
Another thing that I want to comment, like if you're like from this story, I understood that if you're an American Express holder, you go to this event, you get a free NFT. So when we start to see these big brands give NFTs for free, I think it's also going to help remove the stigma that NFTs are pump and dumps and that they're scams, et cetera, because you're attending an event, you're getting an NFT, or you're doing something and you're getting one for free. So it's almost like, you remember when you were a little kid and you used to open the cereal box because there was like a little like toy in there or whatever? That's kind of what they're doing marketing wise. So this is a great way to bring a lot of different people from all different backgrounds on boards, because let's face it, if the value of their NFT goes down that they got for free, who cares? but it could be worth a lot of money in the near future, like a collector's item, like we see with all these these nostalgic toys.
Wendy, I have a quick question for you before I take over the next story. I did a bunch of market research for a few brands and agencies at the end of last year, and the overwhelming theme was we don't know how this is going to work for our business. It feels a little bit scammy and we don't know how to enter. Have you noticed that change, or did you notice that change at the conference you were at recently?
Well, I'm noticing it with the brand, well, not the brands, but the companies I'm talking to. I'm talking to a lot of different marketing agencies. We get requests all the time, and they basically want consulting. How can we do this? How can we execute with this brand? Does this make sense? And so my team is doing a lot of helping on that aspect. And then there's some other people that I'm working with behind the scenes to be like, this is what we need to do. This works better. Don't do that.
All right, real quick before I toss to Jen for the next story, I like the cereal toy. Also, Happy Meal toys. Remember those? Those were never worth anything,
I have a bunch
right?
on my shelf.
I know they were. This is where I think a lot of NFTs are going to go to. Right? There's going to be some that will retain value and could become like tradable assets, but these corporate NFTs, they're like the Happy Meals toys. Like you've never sold a Happy Meal toy in your life, right? But
On
it brought
eBay,
you that
you can.
joy in that moment, and it may be on your shelf now, 20 years later. And I think that is something that is of value to some of these big brands, but even if it doesn't have tradable value.
Yeah, one last thought before we move on. Swear we're going to move on after this. I think it will be interesting to see what OneOf does for the group that get these free NFTs afterwards, how they're able to keep them engaged through the NFT. I think that will be the real push and the real education for all of these new people they're onboarding through the activation. So can't wait to see what happens.